Welcome to part 3 of my favorite lucid dream experiences. But this time I'm doing it a little bit different. This time I'm also just including some non-lucid dreams just to show my fun adventures in the dream world overall. Even when I'm not lucid, I have really vivid dreams. And I tell people all the time, don't focus and get tunnel vision on trying to get lucid, because all your dreams matter. All your dreams can be fun, healing, big messages. So let's get into it. So in this dream, I kind of lose lucidity and get it back a few times. So this one's called Prison Break. I'm in some sort of huge building. It's like a prison, and there's a bunch of beds with other prisoners. 2 of my friends are there holding their baby, and I'm holding the baby. And I put her down for a second. I get a little nervous because I can't see the baby in the crowd of people, but okay, my friend is holding her. We're good. It's very fun because I have my friends, but there's a lot of chaos going on, so I'm a little stressed out. I briefly become lucid because of the stress, and then I'm able to ignore all of the noise, but I lose lucidity again because we're back into this prisoner scene, and this bad guy comes with a knife trying to stab somebody in the room. He's like looking for a victim, and my friends and I are just like staying quiet on the side, trying not to be noticed. And again, I'm not lucid anymore, so I'm thinking that this is real life, and it sucks. And then I realized that we're all asleep in this prisoner room, and I'm actually hovering over my body, like watching what's going on. So I'm kind of like dissociating in the dream. I'm like doing things in the room while I'm in this out-of-body dream state. And I'm not lucid, so it's a little weird. But I'm doing things in the room to try to distract the bad guy with the knife. Like I'm moving things around and knocking things over. And he can't see me because I'm like in ghost mode. So he's confused. And my mom is in the room too, and she's like asleep in all these beds. And I'm worried because I don't want him to pick her as the victim. I don't want him to stab her. So I become lucid again right in this moment because that's terrible. No one's going to stab my mom. That must be a dream. So I become lucid. Fuck that. Too terrifying. This scene is very stressful. So now I decide to use my lucidity and I walk outside. I'm like, let me get out of here. There's like a random gray cabinet, so I'm looking through it. There's just random items and paint and things. And at this time, I was getting ready to go to Ken Paller's lab, which I made another video about it, to do a lucid dream research. So in this dream, I started practicing the eye movements that people do or whatever cues they might give me. I was just practicing being able to like do skills that I was told to do in the dream. And then I just fly around for a bit. I see a skateboard. Well, actually, I don't see a skateboard. I wanted to skateboard. So I turn around and I'm like summoning up a skateboard somehow. I just do that in dreams. I'm just like, I want a skateboard. There's going to be one when I turn this corner, and boom, there was. So I start skateboarding down the hill. I'm going super fast. I jump off just for fun. And then I see a guy on a bike and I kick him over. I feel kind of bad, but then I'm like, I'm in a dream. He's fine. I guess I just had to release some aggression. But usually I'm trying to be nice to dream characters. And so I'm going around looking for like a research lab, but then I wake up. So that's that dream. In this other dream, my friend and I go to Miami. So I was not lucid in this dream. This is just a regular, non-lucid dream. She planned everything, and we're in there. We go to this fancy restaurant at the hotel. They seat us at this tiny, tiny table in the corner. There's half a beer on the table, and my friend's drinking it. I'm like, gross. Like, what if that's somebody's? But she doesn't care, so whatever. And then we order some drinks. The iCarly cast is sitting at the table next to us. I'm like, what the heck? It's Miranda and Jeanette McCurdy. So we start talking to them, and we're kind of eavesdropping on their convo a little bit. They make some comments about Miranda Cosgrove, and she tells me about her dreams. So I'm like, perfect. This was my type of conversation. And then me and Miranda Cosgrove talk about our dreams. This one's called Meaning of Life. Maybe I'm a little lost in life or something, but one thing I always do when I'm lucid is I'm asking dream characters meaning of life or big existential questions. So there was a period where I was doing that a lot. This one was cool because in waking life, my cat was sleeping on me, and he was like purring on my chest. My cat was purring on my chest, and it starts to seep into my dream as I'm falling asleep. So in my dream, he's still sleeping on me, and he starts speaking to me telepathically while I'm in this in-between liminal phase of falling asleep. Each purr that my cat sends out, he's teaching me that it's like a wave of healing energy. So my cat is like purring into me. It's like synced with my breath, and it's sending out healing energy into the world. And I'm getting like flashing images of all these places on earth that need healing, and there's a fucking lot of them. And so we're doing that, and he's telling me about how it works, and, he's telling me to think about the end result and the people I want to help and whatnot. So hopefully that does something. I'm slowly becoming lucid. The dream starts to form itself. I try to stick a hand through a mirror, but it's solid. That's weird. It doesn't really feel like a dream, so that throws me off. But I go up to the cashier. I ask her the name of the store that we're in. She says it's called plant-based. They hand me a flyer, and I try to do another reality check, and this time I can breathe with my nose plugged. So now I confirmed my lucidity. That's why I always do 2 reality checks. I go outside, try to find somebody to talk to. There's another woman just walking by, and I ask her, hey, what's the meaning of life? She seemed approachable. She says fruitivity. I'm like, what else? She says creative expression. I'm like, that's interesting. What does that even mean? And she goes, we're all just one big fake dream, simultaneously being dreamed by the bigger real dream. And I ask her, what's the real dream? She says, some people call it God. And I'm like, so what's the fake dream? She's like, I don't really know. I'm like, me neither. And then we laugh and skip away. I'm at school in the bathroom. This little girl is there, and she seems kind of nervous. There's a lot of open showers, but there's some ladies talking in front of me, and the little girl doesn't want to interrupt their conversation, so she's scared to use the showers. I stand up for her. I tell her to go take up space, do what she needs to do, not worry about anybody. I speak some confidence into her. And she's looking for her water bottle. There's a bunch of water bottles charging on the wall, but we can't find hers. Yeah, charging. I know. Makes no sense. Maybe it does. Who knows? Interpret that how you will. So I have to go to a lucid dream conference. I see this girl that I know, and I'm rushing there because I'm trying to get a good seat. I see Robert Wagner, classic lucid dream guy, starting to get very packed in there, so I'm looking for somewhere to sit. I see some of my friends, and I try to go sit with them, but I feel a little awkward finding a spot. I go around and I find an empty seat, trying to get comfortable. I still feel kind of on the outside, even though my friends are there. Presentations start, and they mention my work, and I'm excited. Again, later in the scene, I'm with Robert Wagner again, and we're all talking about how everything went. I feel a little awkward again, but, it's all cool. This redheaded girl's like, did you let my dog out? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to let my dog out, and then she came out, and we talked about it. She has a cute little maple lab, and she's not mad. And I'm like, okay, good. I got nervous. I thought I made her mad. Nothing much else interesting happens in this dream. I got lucid at the end there. I don't know, I just thought this was an interesting dream that really integrated my high school self and some of those feelings. Classrooms are a really common theme in my dreams, so here's another one. I'm in a classroom, and I was very late and unprepared. The teacher is this young, handsome guy, and I was panicking because I wasn't on the Canvas online thing, and I didn't want to be perceived as rude or a bad student, so I'm nervous because I am totally unprepared. I didn't realize class had started. I lost my phone. Everybody's looking at me weird. It's terrible. So I'm just locked in. I try to pay attention to the class. And then everybody leaves, the class is over. So I'm like, whew, I feel like that was terrible. So then I become lucid, and I'm in Chicago. So again, I think this is around the time that I was really looking at Northwestern and the research studying there. So it makes sense that it was in a lot of my dreams. I become lucid at this point, so I'm just walking around the campus, asking people things about their research and what they're doing. This is all in the dream. And I lose lucidity a little bit, but it comes back. And then in the end, I walk into this office that has a lot of papers and files. There's books and files of my family. And it seems like the future because I'm older, my mom is older, but I recognize us. There's a few people I don't recognize, including this picture of this really handsome guy with my mom. I'm like, I hope that's my future husband thing. We'll see. So I'm reading all of these research articles and studies. A lot of them are my work. A lot of them is on psychedelics, lucid dreams, and memory. One of them in particular I did with my friend Bryn. It's about psychiatry and lucid dreaming. One of them was called Transformational Figures in Lucid Dreams. Another one was a forum or a conference about lucid dreaming abilities and children. I'm reading the title of all these research studies, just trying to take it in, and it really feels like things that I would actually want to study about. And it's just interesting because I started off this dream asking, what can I research for my PhD thesis, and, what are some topics I can look into. So this dream really gave me some cool ideas, I guess, even though they're things I'm already thinking about. This one's pretty because I'm at my friend's house, and it's not her real house, of course. It's her dream version of her house in my dream. And then we go to this weird playhouse maze thing. There's like a show going on, and I somehow accidentally end up on front center stage. And I get scared because I'm not a part of the show. I don't know the lines. I don't know any of these people, but the dance crew kind of incorporates me and helps me through it. And they don't seem too thrown off by it, but maybe they're just trying to play it cool. But I go along with it. There's a symphony orchestra that starts playing, and I'm the role of the orchestra director, like the person that goes like this. I don't fucking know what any of that means or how to do that, but I'm a little unprepared because I don't know how to do it, but I make it look convincing. I'm really in tune in the music, and I follow the flow of the bass and the high notes, and I really just fake it till I make it. So I'm just like doing this, I'm directing the orchestra. And I mean, they're playing, so I don't know if it's working or not, but it's convincing, and it doesn't really matter because it's just a play after all. The actors somehow smoothly lead me into a door, we go backstage, and then I'm safe and away from the audience. And at this point, I become lucid. I go through different doors, finding my way around this big maze, huge staircases I'm exploring, and then I find this lady at the front desk, and I tell her I need therapy. She says, "What kind of therapy do you want?" And she takes me to a back room. She smokes weed too, and we bond over that. I can't remember the deep details of the therapy, but I hope it integrates. I keep walking around, and I see my friend Nicolene, and I'm really happy to see her because she gives me more advice on research grants and which ones I should go for. This one's called Dream Connoisseur. I'm at an event talking to a group of guys at a table, and they ask about the food. He's asking me my opinion on the orange juice, or the oranges. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not an orange connoisseur, but they could have been juicier. Everyone laughs, but I was being totally serious, and I'm confused, but I guess it was funny. Apparently, there's some sort of inside joke that I missed about the guy complaining about the wine, saying he was a wine connoisseur. I don't know. Then I'm in another city, and my family's there. We go shopping, we go to a hotel, we go to eat at this restaurant. We're having a good time. There's this bulletin board there that I'm trying to read, but I'm too short, so I'm jumping up trying to read it. And then my friend is talking about near-death experiences, and she's showing me these YouTube videos and these articles about them and a couple Harry Potter references. And then suddenly I realize I have a podcast scheduled in 5 minutes. I'm nervous, I'm panicking, but I'm like, hey, gotta go, don't want to rush you. My mic is muting and glitching, and I'm quickly trying to email my podcast guest that I'll be running a couple minutes late. And I look at the clock. This is an important podcast, so my anxiety is stressed out. And then my phone is lagging, and I can't even listen to what the podcast guest is saying. So that sucks. But it all worked out. In another dream, I'm on a first date with a guy. We're in nature. We stop at this beautiful opening view on this hike. There's red, orange fall leaves in the tree. You can hear crickets. We're definitely in Georgia because it's a familiar home sound, or somewhere on the East Coast mountains. This guy and I are kind of feeling each other, but it's very new. We give each other a hug. We have a cute little moment. He's going on about how beautiful and peaceful it is, and he's going on and on and on. And I'm thinking, does he get out much? Because this is kind of normal to me, just like Georgia autumn. Like, yes, it's beautiful, but he's so impressed by it like he has never been on a hike before. And I'm like, yes, I do this. This is my life. I'm a nature bitch. We see a mini bobcat. And we stay still, we stop in our tracks, and eventually it goes away. And then we climb the fence to escape this area that we're in. But I'm like, the cat can also climb, so I don't know how effective that's going to be. But then I see a mini chihuahua, but he's vicious and he bites the guy, and I try to help ward him away, but that was awkward. Each month on the 9th, the park gives away tickets. On other days too, but especially on the 9th. This one's called Sending Love to the Hill, and this is right when the Telepathy Tapes podcast came out, which is great if you haven't heard of it. So the concept of the hill really, really, really struck me, and I wanted to, in a way, visit the hill in my dreams or send love to the hill, I did have a dream where I succeeded in doing that. I'm helping a group of people get through something. I'm at some sort of campground or retreat. There's like trees and nature and hot tubs, and there's people there. They're like, teenagers, young adults. We're all vibing, relaxing. The evening is very dark, beautiful, and lonely. I can hear the sounds of the woods. I look up in the trees, and there's hundreds of people hanging in hammocks. I can't see them clearly, but I can feel their energy, and I know that they're just watching us down below. So there's this layer of all these people like living in the trees, but it's nighttime. And I go inside, and there's a crystal amethyst holding the door open. People are walking in and out, passing the halls. And then I'm looking at this crystal, and then I greet this group of people that are passing by. I want to join them, but I don't want to impose, so we just small talk in the hallway. I notice this one girl is from Georgia. I point out the people above in the hammocks. We give them encouraging words. They're watching us lovingly. And then I go back to my room and I pack my stuff to go home. So it really felt like I visited, or even energetically just sent love, but I respected the space. I knew it wasn't necessarily my place. This one's called string theory. My mom and dad and I are somewhere on vacation, and I accidentally swallowed a tea bag string, and it's like stuck in my throat, like dangling in the middle. It's going in my lungs, and I'm like choking on it, and I wave down my dad. He's not really paying attention to him, but I'm like signing to him that this is serious. I can't breathe. He helps me pull the string out a little bit, but not all the way. I just cut it, so it's less long, but it's still halfway in my throat, although it's not bothering me as much anymore. So my dad then has to cut a piece of my vocal cord out in order to fix it. It doesn't hurt, but I'm thinking how long is this going to take me to heal? And then the other half of the string pops out, and it's not choking me anymore, but it's really uncomfortable. So then my dad goes to the bathroom, and I'm knocking to get his attention because I'm scared. I'm still trying to pull the rest of the string out. He looks inside and tells me don't mess with it. And then I go show my mom. She also doesn't know how to handle it. And then I go show my stepmom. She tells me to just swallow it, or just pretend like I'm smoking something and just swallow it down my throat. So I do, and I kind of laugh, but I get some relief, and now the string is in my stomach. Weird. No lucidity at all, just freaking anxiety. Again, in a school setting, a bunch of kids and teachers talking about what the high schoolers do after school. We're telling the parents to come get their kids. There's a few after-school services. There's one called gunshot service, where the kids can go after school to have a safe place to hang out. Welcome to America. It's meant to be like an emergency thing, but people use it every day. There's a bus service, an after-school service, and it flashes between parents and kids talking about the school. I'm not really in this dream. I'm more so just observing like a movie. One lady is like, yeah, they love to eat so much. They even eat pine cones. It's like lighthearted and funny, kind of like a documentary, but it's also like a sad undertone about the system. So like some of the kids are talking about, the downsides of the American school system. Some of the teachers are talking about the happy things and so on. My mom shows up and she's pregnant. I'm like, what the hell? She's kind of planned it, kind of not. And I ask her if she took a pregnancy test. She's kind of dodging it and not really answering it. And she's being dramatic and immature. So I'm annoyed. I'm trying to figure out how confident are we that she's pregnant. Nobody's really backing me up, so I just give her a hug to be supportive, and I go about my life. So I'm in the cafeteria now with my grandma. I'm a little stressed because she's there, but we're in line to get some food. My grandma is a little crazy, and she's really excited. She's like cutting people in line to get the food, and I'm holding her back so she can be patient. A few high schoolers push us around, and I speak up and stand up for us, and then they let us through, and we get our food. They're nice about it, though. Some other smart kids in the class are doing a scavenger hunt, and I want to help. But my grandma's still there, and I don't want to leave her alone. So I asked this girl about the attendance policy. It's still early on in the semester. I leave class to go check on my grandma. There's a girl outside with a lot of facial hair. She's crying, and she's upset about how she looks. So I tell her she's beautiful, and I give her some encouraging energy. And then I'm like, sorry, I gotta go find my grandma. She's like alone somewhere in this cafeteria. This one's a premonition dream that I had, a very small one. You might call it a premonition, precognitive, whatever you call it. I know there's a slight difference between the terms, but so in my dream, when I had a retail job last year, one of my coworkers showed up to work with nipple piercings, and she sent a video talking about how she's going to sue the store, and she's quitting, and she's upset. I don't know how the nipple piercings are relevant, but that was the dream. The point of the dream was she's upset, she's quitting. There was no indication prior to this that she was going to quit, although you could maybe argue that. Whatever. I don't need the skeptics in here. The point is that the same day, because I had the dream at like 7 a.m. and then I went to work at like 11, right? At 11 a.m., I walk into work and I find out that coworker no called, no show. Then she sent an email saying she quit. It wasn't as weird as my dream, but she did quit. And as soon as I found out that she quit, I was like, yo, she quit in my dream. That's a little crazy. Like I felt that eerie, that uncanny feeling, I always have these dreams where I'm pulling gum out of my mouth. It's like stuck in my mouth and I'm like pulling it. It's very frustrating. It's very annoying. I have this dream so often to the point where it makes me lucid now sometimes because I'm like, oh, this again, it must be a dream, right? I use it as a trigger. So I kind of had to train my brain to do that. But this is one of those dreams and I'm pulling gum out of my mouth and then I tell myself it's a dream, so ignore it. So I try to ignore it. Just because I'm lucid doesn't mean that I can't get out the gum out of my freaking mouth. So I'm shopping with my mom. We see a cute cat sweater, and the brand is called Of the 90s. I think about getting it, but it's $30. Don't need it. We're looking at some other cool clothes. The gum is bothering me again, and I'm in and out of lucidity, but I keep reminding myself that it's a dream. I still try to pull it out because it's uncomfortable, but I ignore it. I go into the bathroom, and there's a dirty, stinky toilet, paper all around, clothes. It's disgusting. I try to tell myself that the gum will just melt away because it's still in my mouth and I can't talk and it's just like bothering me. I've become more lucid at this point and I go outside to find a yogi Dalai Lama guy. I ask him if I can heal some of my health issues and he holds my hand and tells me it's going to be alright. He gives me some advice that I can't remember. And then I'm in the bathroom again and I'm holding two babies. I have to take them to potty train. They're twins. I put one on the toilet. The other one slips out of my hand and cracks his head open. I panic. And then again, I realize I'm dreaming because I've been in and out of lucidity. But that makes me realize that I'm dreaming because there's no way I just cracked a baby's head open in real life. So I put him on the floor. I cover him with a blanket. I sprinkle some magic healing powder over him. And then I take all my clothes off to be free in the dream and I go about the dream. Because that's one way I really know that I'm dreaming, when I just be free and act that way, because I'm like, no waking life consequences. So I'll just, release whatever I need to release. So I'm just walking around the dream and that was pretty much it. In this dream, I'm with my friend and I notice on my leg that I have these gigantic cuts that are like stitched from like months ago. Like it's an open wound. It's terrible. I can see the holes into my body. I can see my bones. I'm really sad about it and I'm kind of picking at the scabs and I remember it so vividly. My whole leg was like cut open right here and it was just like barely hanging on with some weak ass stitches. And so it didn't really heal well. I'm sad about how it's going to heal, but whatever. We go about our business. Another dream in a school related scene. A teacher's talking and the students are just not listening. It's overwhelming. Two students start fighting and one of them bashes his knee into the other one. It looks painful and we're trying to break up the fight and everyone's screaming at each other, so I run away. I just get out of the scene. I'm now lucid and I fly onto a rooftop looking over the school. I feel a windy breeze and I just take a second to just appreciate the dream. I take a deep breath and I just observe. I don't do anything. I don't fly away. I just meditate. This one's called Divine Work. I can't remember the first part, but I become lucid and I'm with my brother. I'm telling him that it's a dream and I'm showing him all the cool things that we can do. He's a little skeptical because he's not a lucid dreamer yet. So he's not really believing me, but I'm like flying around. I'm like changing my outfit into a different color, like instantly. I'm showing him all these tricks and flips and parkour that I can do. And then we go on a trip. My friend and I have a lot of missions and events and conferences to attend. We both work in the dream research field together. So she picks me up and we go to a hotel. I'm like, crap, I forgot my laptop. I had to go back and get it. Luckily, we weren't too far away. And then we go to this super nice hotel by the beach and we're trying to have fun and also work. We have like all these conferences and research studies lined up that we're doing. So we're kind of going on like a dream research tour of the country. So that was cool. We're going to Denver next. There's a guy taking a mirror selfie and I kind of get in his picture as a joke, like he did not find it funny. So I try to laugh it off, but he did not like it. I was like, you can blur my face out. It's not that serious if your hoes are going to get jealous. He did not like that joke either. This one's called Lucid Healing. I'm with my family and all of a sudden I look up in the sky and I see these weird colorful lights. I'm like, are these aliens? Is that Starlink? Like, what is that? It's like lighting up in the sky and there's all these weird ships. I'm like, whoa, all these ships flying in the sky and one of them rams into the building. It explodes from the inside and starts falling over. So I'm scared. I'm thinking we're about to get hurt. But then I realize this is a dream. I'm fully lucid now. So my brothers are next to me and I'm trying to get them to become lucid. I'm like, they must be sleeping somewhere. So I'm looking into their eyes trying to be like, this is a dream, wake up. Don't know if it worked or not. And so I tell them to get out of the car, let's go do stuff and do fun dream stuff. And then I'm telling my brother, like, do you think that you can, have a lucid dream? Like, I know your body's asleep. He's like, yeah, totally. Like, I'm trying to connect to my body. I don't think I'm dreaming enough, though. He understands the concept, though. So then we go around the dream, having fun, talking to people. And I'm showing my brother the things we could do. I see, like, an infant, like a baby. And I pick him up and, like, I throw him in the air. And another baby catches him all the way across the street. My brother laughs, and, like, I'm explaining to him that, like, it doesn't matter in a dream. It doesn't have to be logical, you just have fun. And he's like, I don't know. I don't think I can become lucid. I'm not confident enough. I can't connect to my sleeping body. But I'm still encouraging him. And then I tell my brother to pick a card, like a magician. And I'm like, is it Ace of Diamonds? He's like, yep. Magic is easier in the dream space. Of course he's going to say yes. We're all in my head. In another dream, I'm working at a store, but it's also like a gas station. There's like a huge spread of food. There's like an omelet bar, a smoothie bar. I'm trying to serve everyone, but everyone walks in at the same time, and everyone just starts grabbing things and trying to make their food, and they're making a huge mess. And I'm still trying to help the first customer, and this other girl spilled milk everywhere, and I'm trying to clean it up while helping the customer. This other guy wants raspberries. It's a mess. I can't find the right container. I see my boss walking in, but he has a lot going on. I tell him that we need some better organization, and I'm frustrated at him for not helping. And then he starts to help me clean up and handle the customers. At this point, I'm like, fuck capitalism. Let's all eat for free. So I'm like, screw it. Just take the food. I start just giving away stuff for free. And then I'm thinking, I hope that we can send some of this food to Gaza. And so I start giving it out for free, because why am I trying to control people's food? Screw capitalism. I get on the counter and I start literally throwing food. I'm not even lucid, by the way. Yeah, I was not lucid. This is just me saying screw capitalism, thinking that this is happening at work. So that's funny. Maybe there was slight lucidity, because I really doubt I would ever do that at work, unless I was super over the job. This one was scary. I don't have nightmares often, but this one really sent me for a loop. So I start off with my family. We're having this beautiful evening. This is festival. It's like a historic city going on. It's a lot of events going on, and we're going around the fair and eating and doing games and all these fun things. So much to where it's now like 2 a.m. and we finally go back to our hotel. We meet my dad's coworker, because she helped us with getting the hotel or something like that. So she brings us back. At the door, she's like, do you know these guys? And there's mob guys in like big beige coats. At this point, I'm with my mom, because my dad dropped me off and he went about his business. So we meet up with these mob guys, these like mafia guys. I don't know what that means, but bad guys. And they're scary, and I'm scared, and I'm asking my mom, like, what do we do? They make us go sit at this table. They're like, you're not going in the hotel. You're with me now. Like, I own you, and they're basically kidnapping us. They make us sit at this table. It's 2 a.m. at this point. We're scared. We want to go to bed. We were, like, so ready to get into the hotel. There's 2 other families with us at this round table. We're all being kidnapped by these mafia guys. The guy offers me a Ferrero Rocher chocolate. My mom's like, don't take it, like it's a trap. And I also feel like it's a trap, so I just guy puts it in my hand, like aggressively, and I just kind of hold it. I don't open it. I'm just awkwardly putting it aside. I'm terrified. I'm trying to like signal to my mom to call my dad, but she's not really getting it. And she's also there, but she's simultaneously at the hotel, so I don't know if that makes sense. But, in the dream, it made sense. I normally go lucid here, because I'm like, please, 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 I hope this is a dream. This must be a dream. But instead, I do a reality check, and it does not work. I don't get lucid. It feels so real. I'm like, how can this be happening? Like, I'm back in the dream scene, and I'm thinking this is real, because I did a reality check, and I was like, damn, I guess this is real. I guess I'm being kidnapped. Like, that sucks. So back in the scene, the other girl opens up her chocolate bar that she got. And the mafia guy's like, oh, you're not a winner, all sinister like. And then they look at mine, and my stomach drops, because I'm like, what the fuck am I winning? Like, I don't want it. Like, what are they going to do to me? He's like, open yours. I'm like, I don't want to. He like forces me to open it. He reads the fortune, and he's like, look at that. You won a free vacation with a free vaccine right in the ass. It says something about, office visit at vacay. I'm like, what the hell? They keep calm, but I'm terrified, because I don't know what that means. I don't want a shot. I don't want them to take me anywhere. How are they following us? How do they know my name? How do they know everything about me? I have so many questions, and I'm terrified. So this one's funny. my ex-boyfriend starts living in my basement, and he has a new girlfriend with him down there. And the bedroom is all set up with his stuff. He's got like sports jerseys on the walls. They're being all cold and rude to me, so I go back upstairs. But then he texts me and invites me to go somewhere with him. I go to the car and they're there, and my friend is there too. We all get in the car, my ex and his girlfriend and everything. And then my ex tells me, actually, my girl's mad that I invited you, so you can't come anymore. I'm a little hurt, so my friend and I leave. We go back to my room, and I'm sleeping. I wake up and I hear some cleaning ladies cleaning my house. And then I overhear them talking about me. They're talking about how I had COVID and I'm sneezing in my sleep. They're like disgusted by me. I'm like, what the heck? She's wearing like booty shorts. I just ignore them and I go to the bathroom, start brushing my teeth. All of a sudden, my ex's girlfriend shows up and she starts saying something to me. I kind of feel like she's going to be rude before she can even finish her sentence. I grab my toothpaste and I just squeeze it into her hands. I instantly feel bad and dumb for doing that because I didn't even like let her finish her sentence. And she's like, what the hell? She walks downstairs. She's all pissed. And then my ex and their friends are all mad at me. And so they decide to leave. My ex leaves with his girlfriend and they all kind of want to fight me and they're all like yelling at me and cursing me out. The girl's all pissed and I look at the girl and I'm like, don't be mad at me just because your man still loves me. So stupid. I would never say that in real life. I was definitely still healing at the time because he did not still love me at all. Next thing I know, I'm in the kitchen with just by myself and I'm stretching and my ex is there again and he's trying to get back together with me. And then all of a sudden, I know that I would never get back together with him. So I become lucid. I wonder if I'm dreaming. And then my family's there. So my ex and I go outside. We see huge flares being shot into the sky. They're kind of scary. They're like huge fireworks or bombs or something. So we watch them for a bit. And I know that it's a dream. So I'm not really worried about it. And I'm looking at my ex and I'm like, you know, you're in my dream, right? He's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, we can probably teleport to your dream. Let's go. And then the dream fades and I wake up. So I don't know if we made it to his dream or not, but I want him to stay out of mine. So that's all I have for now. Part 4 coming soon. Let me know what you think. And let me know what other kinds of content you guys want to see. If you want to share your dreams with me, I love to hear about them. If you want to come on the podcast, if you want to learn more about my travels. I've been working on finding motivation with social media. It's kind of hard these days, or really always. So for those that support me, thank you.